Welcome to this quick guide to ArredoCAD, where we'll look at the main functions. For more in-depth content, head to ArredoCAD.com. In the training page, you'll find free video tutorials, including this same ArredoCAD in 5 steps guide, as well as many other tutorials on different topics. And the complete video manual, where you can also search by keyword, for example. If you want to know how to build walls or out-of-square elements, there you'll also find the online courses, this time paid. There's the basic course, whose recording you can purchase, with a duration of 5 hours, or the advanced courses dedicated to managing lighting and materials to improve the photorealistic quality of your renders, or the personalized courses, the most flexible option, where you decide the number of hours, the topics, the date, and the day together with the instructor. Let's start by clicking on New Project. Here we can enter the client's details. These are not mandatory fields, while in the next step, we define the floor plan. We have several options. We can build it from scratch using ArredoCAD's tools, start from these templates, which we'll look at shortly, or import a plan in DXF or DWG format, for example from AutoCAD. We select it and set the scale. To check the correct scale, you can see the dimensions of the floor plan, expressed in meters. Change here, so I'll set a scale of 1 to 1000 to get a floor plan of 11.48 by 8.88 meters. Which corresponds to the actual measurements of the plan. I click Import. Here, on the left, I set the wall height, while the thickness is calculated automatically by ArredoCAD. I click on a point, set it to orthogonal. You can see the wall isn't aligned. So I press Tab on the keyboard. With Tab, I can move between options. Then I hover the cursor over a line without clicking and press the spacebar once, then a second time, and ArredoCAD automatically recognizes and applies the thickness. At this point, I just need to click on the inner corners of my walls. In ArredoCAD, the right mouse button deactivates walls, objects, or functions, so I right-click to deactivate this wall. I can also switch to a 2D or 3D view. Here it is, and I start again from here. Spacebar, spacebar. OK, and click again. Spacebar, spacebar. OK, and click again. Right-click to deactivate the wall, and then continue drawing the others with a right mouse click. If I don't have a DWG file, I can instead start from these templates. Let's take this one for example. I can rotate it and then enter the measurements in millimeters. ArredoCAD always works in millimeters, defining the direction in which the wall should grow. In this case, it needs to grow 7,700 to the right enter. This one will grow downward by 8,500 enter. This one will grow to the left, because if I grew it to the right, it would change the measurement of this other wall. So we'll make this one 12,000. This one grows upward by 5,000 first. Enter. At this point, I can also set the thickness. For example, 300. And of course, the dimensions I entered don't change. I click OK, and now let's remove the DWG we imported earlier and build the interior partition walls. How is this done? You click on a wall, on an interior line, and type in the distance, in this case, from the corner on the right, for example 4,500, press enter. Then I can simply type the wall's length, or I can click inside the wall, since ArredoCAD will handle the cutting automatically, so I click, and the length will be determined by ArredoCAD automatically. The thickness is 150, and I click OK. Right mouse click, you can see ArredoCAD has cut the wall perfectly. Let's start again from here. Here I know the wall needs to be 4,300. I can either type the length directly from the keyboard first and then click OK, then right-click, or I can click on any point and then set the length. Let's try it again. Let's see how to delete a wall. The eraser. I select the wall and press Delete on the keyboard, then right-click to deactivate the eraser tool and start again. As I mentioned, I can also click on any point and type the length from here. It's the same thing. I click OK, and then click here to close my floor plan, right mouse click. There's also a set of tools here for editing walls that have already been built, for creating out-of-square walls, for curved walls, but we won't go into those in this quick guide. At this point, I click Exit to leave wall management, and I'm back in the main work screen. Notice the icons have changed. If I need to go back into wall management, I can do so from here. Walls is greater than wall management, otherwise exit. Now let's go back to 2D, and later we'll look at how the 3D window works. To move around my floor plan, I use the mouse wheel to zoom in, plan, and out, and I click and hold the wheel while moving the mouse to pan the view. This lets me move around in different ways. Alternatively, there are the standard zoom tools here. Let's look at how to insert elements, but first I want to point out this essential function, especially for beginners. If you make a mistake or do something you didn't intend to, you can go back from here, click Undo, and ArredoCAD will step back one or more operations. The elements list is here. The quick elements list is the most practical one. There's also this other one, but we'll use the quick elements list. Here we have the common accessories, and we open the doors folder. There are a huge number of them, of many different types. Let's take an armored door. To insert it, double-click on the object, then drag it as the cursor approaches the side of a wall. The wall turns blue, meaning it's the active wall, and the object aligns to it automatically. So all you need to do is move the cursor over a wall. Let's place it here at this point. I click on any point, then choose the finish for my armored door and the type of handle, both interior and exterior. At this point, I can configure the dimensions of my armored door, whether I want it to open outward or inward, whether the alignment should be, for example, internal, and the distance from the left-hand corner, which needs to be 1,200. Here I also have the options for the door reveal, splay, and some graphic settings. I press OK and right-click. The active wall is now the one this element has been assigned to. So if I look at it in elevation, I'll see that this wall has this element attached to it. If I wanted to choose a different wall, regardless of inserting an element, I go to Working Wall, select it, and now in elevation, I'll see that wall instead. Let's move on to inserting windows and door frames. Here we also have all the sliding systems. Surface mounted on the wall, flush with the opening, ceiling mounted, recessed, two-way, three-way. Let's take one. Double-click, move the cursor onto the wall, click, choose the type of paneling, for example, wood and glass. Pick one, click OK, choose the handle type, set the dimensions, the distance from the left or right corner again. There are some graphic options here and click OK, right mouse click. Let's insert some windows. I'll open the Windows folder, then French doors. I'll open the French doors section again. There's a huge selection available. Let's take the 3-panel casement type. Double-click, go to the working wall. If it's more convenient, I can also do the placement in elevation view. I click. And at this point, I set the dimensions, the distance from the left or right, and the interior alignment. I can also set the marble threshold automatically and click OK. This time, I won't right-click yet, but instead insert a second French door, also with interior alignment and automatic threshold, click OK, and then right-click. Let's take the windows, say, a sliding window. Double-click, go to the floor plan, choose the working wall, click. In this case, I also set the height from the floor 900 and optionally the distance from the corner. Then again, interior alignment with automatic threshold. Okay. And I still don't deselect, but move over here, click, again, height from the floor, 900, interior alignment with threshold. Okay, right mouse click. Besides windows and doors, there are also all the architectural elements and cutting polygons for walls, so niches and openings of various types. Let's place a pass-through opening here. I choose the opening, this one, double-click, move close to the wall, click, and one of ArredoCAD's many assisted configurators opens, which are extremely useful. In this case, it asks me for the distance from the corner, the width of the opening, the height of the opening, and I click OK. Right mouse click. There are many configurators like this one. For example, in the Architectural Elements section, there's the automatic configurator for balconies. Let's place one here now, where I can set the width, the depth, the curb, the type of railing. There are several and a whole series of dimensions that help me configure my balcony. The same applies to staircases, for example. The parametric staircase also has a very useful configurator. It asks whether I want 1, 2, or 3 flights, whether I want it clockwise or counterclockwise. I can set all the staircase's dimensions, choose to include the skirting board automatically, the handrail automatically, choose the type of handrail, and set its position, for example, external as well as the skirting board. There are also automated tools, which we'll look at later, for automatically recessing a series of spotlights into a suspended ceiling. How are suspended ceilings made? If I have a simple polygon shape, I can just use the construction polygons, these ones here, which come in various types and shapes, and I can also combine more than one. If I have an irregular polygon, I can draw it using a very useful tool that lets me create any shape by drawing its cross-section and then giving it an extrusion path. For example, let's imagine this wall here has a suspended ceiling where we also want to create a recess for an LED strip. I go to Options is greater than freeform furniture and start drawing the section. I click here, set it to 90 degrees, go down, type in the length of this first side from the keyboard, press OK, go left. Again, type in the length of this second side, then go up 100. Come in 150, go up 150. I made a mistake, so right-click, go up 100. Enter. I close the last side by pressing Enter on the keyboard. Then I click on one point and another point to set the direction of any texture. And at this point, I give it a depth of 4,500, click OK, and here's my polygon and my suspended ceiling with the recess. I press OK. As I mentioned, there's now an automated tool for recessing spotlights into the suspended ceiling. I go to Complements, is greater than lighting, is greater than recessed spotlights. There are many. I take one, insert it here, and a configurator opens asking whether I want a single one or a grid. whether they should be recessed or surface mounted, the height of the suspended ceiling from the floor, in this case, the number of spotlights per horizontal row 2, the distance between the spotlights, the number of spotlights vertically 4, and I click OK. Right mouse click. I can also view it in floor plan. If I want, I can select them and move them roughly to the center of my suspended ceiling. Right-click, then select both the spotlights and the ceiling, and here there's an automated tool to perform the automatic cut, so they're recessed perfectly. I click on Cut for Recessed Fixtures. Click OK, and there we go. Once windows, doors, and openings have been inserted, I can add the finishes the library is here. Here you'll find more than 15,000 materials, and you can also import others. I click on the library, choose the material type wood, and here you have hundreds of parquet and wood strip options. Let's pick one. Click OK. Click OK again, and insert it automatically into the rooms using the bucket tool. So I click with the bucket, click on the first placement point, and a second point to set the direction. Height from the floor 0, and click OK. I can also view it in color. So again, one click and another click. Right mouse click, this automated tool works if the rooms are perfectly enclosed on all sides. If they aren't, I do a manual placement, meaning I manually draw the area to be covered. Let's go back to the library, and this time take a ceramic tile. Again, there are thousands available. Let's pick one. This one, for example. I can also set the tile size, for instance 900 x 900 with a 3 mm grout line. Click Apply, then OK. Again, the bucket tool. One click and another click. Confirm with OK. Right mouse click to deactivate the floor insertion tool. Here, as mentioned, I can choose the display mode, black and white, in color, or in color with construction lines. But most importantly, I can switch to a 3D view. So I close the elements list and click on 3D. How do you move around here? You can see the view is currently locked. Right mouse click, and the view unlocks. If I move the mouse right and left, the view rotates. If I move it forward or backward, it rotates vertically. With the mouse wheel, I can move down and up. And while the mouse is unlocked, I can use the 4 arrow keys to move forward, backward, right, and left. As soon as I right-click again, the scene locks, and I can switch back to 2D, 3D mode. Here I can also open the door. There's an automated tool, Red M. Click on the door, open doors, click OK, and set the opening. Again, right mouse click. The view unlocks. I use the mouse and the arrow keys together to move in any direction. With the mouse I rotate, with the arrows I move, right-click to lock the scene. I can also switch to a view without construction lines, which is a bit more refined. I can add the ceiling automatically from options is greater than ceiling, zones is greater than create ceiling, and ArredoCAD will automatically insert the ceiling across the entire project. Again, the important thing is that the walls are closed on all sides, with no open walls. I click OK and select the 2D, 3D display mode.